So, the question number 2 is trace the rise and growth of socio-religious reform movements with special reference to Young Bengal and Brahmo Samaj. This year, unexpectedly, because I didn't expect this thing, that they will be asking a simple and straight question, but for so long they had been asking difficult questions. So, this year they were quite on the logical line, UPSC was on the logical line that it did invite students to write answer. तो पहली बार UPSC में काफ़ी सालों के बाद ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछा गया जिससे कि स्टूडेंट्स को एक तरह से इन्विटेशन है कि दैट स्टूडेंट्स विल बी राइटिंग आंसर. नहीं तो कई बार ऐसे क्वेश्चन पूछते थे जो बच्चों के लेवल से भी काफ़ी ऊपर चले जाते थे, और इस बार एसए के पेपर में ऐसा हुआ भी है. तो खैर, सो इट्स अ सिंपल क्वेश्चन डिस्कसिंग अबाउट द राइज and growth of socio-religious reform movement. So, my dear students, this socio-religious, normally if you see many time in all the books, okay, this word has been jointly written, socio-religious reform movement. The question is not demanding for explanation of this, you have to simply write how the movement started. I want to tell you here one thing, that this word has been jointly written because there were numerous social evils which had crept into our society as well as the religious domain of life, human life. So, the reformers who tended to reform the society, they just not concerned their activities only in the domain of society, but also try to reform the religious aspect of life. क्योंकि कुछ ऐसी जो व्यवस्था थी जो सोसाइटी की, उसमें सोशल एविल्स और रिलीजियस एविल काफ़ी लिंकेज था, उसमें काफ़ी कॉम्प्लेक्सली इट वाज लिंक्ड. जैसे सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर आप आमतौर पे देखें, इफ यू सी इट ओवर्टली, इट फील्स लाइक अनटचेबिलिटी इज अ सोशल एविल, बट व्हेन यू सी इट सीरियसली, एन अनटचेबल इज ऑल्सो नॉट अलाउड टू एंटर इनटू द टेम्पल. तो आप ये नहीं कह सकते दैट इट इज जस्ट फॉर इन द इट इज जस्ट प्रिवेलेंट इन द सोसाइटी ओनली. सो द रिफॉर्मर्स who tended to reform the society, they tended to reform the Indian society as well as religion. And the important aspect is that advent of British education, British education brought tremendous change, because the British, no doubt, they had plundered our country, but over the years they had brought certain good things also, like modern education. When we say modern education, so modern education means rational education, scientific temperament. So, our reform leaders, being imbued with the idea of rationalism means critical thinking, logical thinking, where we start questioning the things, questioning the established norms and customs. So, rationalism plus humanism, okay, they had inculcated a new sense of scientific temperament outlook. Humanism is manavtavad, okay, where man would be the center of activity. So, these two were the fundamental ideas which had inspired our reform leaders, and they took upon the task of reforming our religion as well as society. And one of the greatest leaders, because the answer question is only in 150 words, so you have to be very much particular also that how you are going to write it down, how you are going to summarize. So, you can end up in 150 words. So, you have to simply start this particular question with the idea, with one line, two line introduction, that the modern education was a fundamental, you can say, or brought a fundamental change in our society and led to the emergence of a new class, and this was the educated class which took upon the task of reforming our society and religion. ठीक है? If you want to elaborate in the second paragraph, you can write it that these were the ideas, the moving spirit behind that, and then we can jump to that Young Bengal or Brahmo Samaj. So, Young Bengal was a movement, because the question is, half part of the question is also devoted for, you can say, focusing on these two particular movements. So, Young Bengal movement refers to the movement which was led by Henry Vivian Desrosiers. And Henry Vivian Desrosiers was an Anglo-Indian. He was a teacher at Hindu College. and his followers were called as Derogians. His followers are called as Derogians. So, Derogians, if you see, Derogians were fundamentally inspired from the French Revolution. French Revolution and its ideals of liberty, equality and fraternity. So, liberty, equality and fraternity, these were the three principal ideas forwarded by the French Revolution, and this had attracted Henry Vivian Desrosiers. So, Derogians started attacking the social customs, the prevalent taboos, and they were great supporters of women education. They criticized patriarchal system, infanticide, all such kind of things, social evils were criticized. But one line, if you wish, you can write one, you can say demerit also, that their influence was quite limited, because under the practice of following modern education and Western scientific knowledge and all, they were hell bent to adopt so many things of the Western culture which were not being able, which are not in sync with the Indian culture also. So, they had not been very much popular, and more popularity was associated with the Brahmo Samaj. And this Brahmo Samaj, okay, it was founded by, all of you know, Ram Mohan Roy, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and Raja Ram Mohan Roy was rightly called as father of modern India, because in every aspect he was quite modern. Means if you see his entire personality, his entire life, Ram Mohan Roy had devoted his entire life into performing different types of activities as a social reformer, okay, as a, what you can say, as a person who spread modern education, focused on education, as a religious reformer, and as well as you can say spreading political awareness. But this question is focusing more on Brahmo Samaj, so you have to simply write it down that Brahmo Samaj was established by Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and it was a society which believed in the teachings of Upanishads and the fundamental idea that God is one. Because this is a Bengali word, God is one. This is a Bengali word and it comes from Brahma. Brahma, that is supreme being. वो जो हिंदू लोग नॉर्मली कहते हैं ना ब्रह्म, तो वही सुप्रीम बीइंग से प्रोनाउंसिएशन है ब्रह्मो, और यही उपनिषद का थॉट है. उपनिषद टीचेस अस द आइडिया ऑफ वन गॉड ब्रह्म, ऐसा राम मोहन रॉय बताते हैं. सो ब्रह्मो समाज had been established by Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and Brahmo Samaj had been quite crucial in you can say imparting the idea of one God, the idea of formless, that the God is formless and the God is omnipresent. तो ये सोसाइटी में भी काफ़ी सारे इनका कंट्रीब्यूशन है, that it attacked polygamy, it attacked you can say child marriage, it attacked idol worship, it attacked caste system. Ram Mohan Roy died in 1833 at Bristol in UK, United Kingdom. Later on, Brahmo Samaj spread further, and the contributors of Brahmo Samaj, or the people who spread Brahmo Samaj, were Debendranath Tagore. Initially, it was Debendranath Tagore who had started spreading Brahmo Samaj into various parts of Bengal. And he provided a sound organizational structure, and greater credit had to be given to Keshav Chandra Sen, because it was Sen, and it was Sen's ideas which had led to Brahmo Samaj spreading further, and it moved outside Bengal and spread to various regions like United Province, like Punjab, like what you can say Bombay Province. And in Bombay, because the question is also about growth, so in Bombay it led to the formation of Prarthana Samaj. You can mention that thing, okay? Prarthana Samaj. In Madras it led to the establishment of Keshav Chandra Sen was you can say influential figure in helping the establishment in Madras province and the society called as Ved Samaj. So, we have seen that these reformist leaders and these two societies had led to the spread of socio-religious reform movement. It was not only confined to Bengal, it had spread to other regions also. So, conclusion में आप लिख सकते हो, to conclude, it were the activities of these reformers which had led to the emergence of a new awakening in India and helped in the nation or helped in the building of a new nation. Fine.